Do you think there really was a Jesus?
Well, I think, I read that controversial book by Reza Aslan about Jesus. It's pretty good. It's called, oh, geez, Jamie, I'm sorry. I don't know the name of it. I'm so dumb, man. I can remember what books say, but I can't remember their titles. But yeah, he says, apparently there are references to Zealot. And it's controversial. I know some people don't like it, but I enjoyed it. But it says, like, apparently there are references to a Jesus, but never described as Messiah, but as a magician who was going around healing people and stuff. Oh. So there is some reference to the being, but I get so bored with the attempt to find the historic Jesus, because I think it really misses the point altogether. Like I think like you get so caught up in like trying to like find the grail or whatever, that you lose track of, regardless of the truth of this being walking the earth. Does it change the substance of like the parables and their referencing of some realm, a transcendent realm, a possibility outside the suffering of the mundane world, outside of like sucking emperor dicks so you can get a little bit of power? There's something in any person's life, like you can just like wake up and see it. The kingdom of heaven, gnosis. So to me, I don't care if just a lot of smart people who are trying to convey an ancient cosmology created like a character to embody that. Because I don't think that was, to me, that's not the point. I know for a lot of Christians it is, and I don't mean to offend y'all. It's just, I'm sure any Christian out there, if you're not like wrestling with the Bible anyway, you should wrestle with it. It's meant to train you and get into your head and like grab you and confuse you. And then it's an amazing work. It really is, like the New Testament. I mean all of it.
Wasn't one of the controversial aspects of when Martin Luther translated it? When they translated it into phonetic language so that people didn't have to know Latin to read the Bible. Yeah. One of the more controversial things is he was like, I think he was expressing something very similar to that you're really supposed to like get out of it what you get out of it. It's open to your interpretation. Yeah.
I think it loses all its power if it requires an actual flesh being. And I get why people want that. Yeah. And I understand the argument, but like to me, written within it is like, the communion, for example, right? Jesus never said, here's how we are going to do communion. He did like say something really quite beautiful about, which is like exactly like maybe the sweetest thing you can say to your friend if you're dying, which is, when you eat good food, remember me. And when you drink wine, I'm going to be in that wine. Oh my God. Oh. That's so sweet. It's so beautiful. And it's like such an invitation for everybody. Like anyone, you can all eat. I'm in your bread. I'm in what the life force itself, to the point where you can connect with me just through basic like dietary stuff. I love that. It's beautiful. Like, it's such a great way of fucking up the middleman, the priest class, the hierarchical bullshit. It's like, no, I'm here. I'm completely with you right now. Yeah. Just you got to reach out. And so whoever wrote that, I think that's what they were saying. It's like you're kind of in a weird part of the multiverse where it's easy to forget there's a lot more going on than what you think is going on there. Yeah. And it's easy to fall prey to all the tricks of that place, because it's a tricky place that wants you to worship it. And you don't have to do that. Like, that's beautiful. I don't care whoever wrote it, or the people who wrote it, or whatever the true story is. It's going to be a mystery forever, but
yeah, but it's such a fascinating mystery.
It is.
Like, I wish I could read Aramaic and then read the Dead Sea Scrolls.
God, I know, man.
Because that's the oldest one we know of, right? That's the oldest version of the biblical stories.
I'm pretty sure, man. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I imagine there's fragments and stuff that, like...
It's so fragmented that they had to use DNA to determine whether or not the scrolls were from the same cow So, like, when you would find pieces of animal flesh that were from different cows, they knew, okay, we'll put that in this pile.
God damn, dude. That would have been a fun archaeological dig to be working on. Like,
But also, what a mind fuck. You know, like trying to piece that puzzle together and try to figure out, how old is the Dead Sea Scrolls? Like 4,000 years old or something?
Dude, I don't know. I have no idea.
See how old the Dead Sea Scrolls are. I know they found them in Qumran. They found them in clay tablet or clay pots. 3rd century BCE.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I mean, then like when you get into like the Torah, Hebrew, when you get into like a lot of the stuff Jesus was referencing, and you realize like not only is it like powerful writing with like incredible parables in it about like ways society collapses or families collapse or a life collapses, it also is like mathematical. Like that, you know, I can't remember the name of it. There's a whole thing where you, like the number, you know, I know we've talked about this. God and nature, same number. Like
God and love is the same.
That.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's,
what the fuck?
It's ancient Hebrew. Their numbers doubled as letters.
Yeah, and then you see there's an intentionality to that patterning.
Yeah.
And so then you realize like, oh, so like on top of telling these powerful stories, they figured out a way to encode within the powerful stories more information that only people are going to find if they dig deeper, that's designed to be there for you if you want it. But you've got to want it. You got to dig in.
And human beings are like, that language is too complicated. Let's abandon it.
Learning that shit.
They abandoned it.
Well, not
think
Hebrew,
about how complicated. Ancient Hebrew.
I guess you're right,
speaks that anymore. Also uncovered was a 6,000-year-old skeleton of a partially mummified child in a 10,500-year-old basket, which Israeli authorities said could be the oldest in the world. A CT scan revealed the child's age was between 6 and 12, with the skin, tendons, and even hair partially preserved.
2021. I don't remember hearing about this.
I don't remember hearing about that.
I've never heard that.
Wow.
So it's like 8,000 BC-ish, or even 8,500 BC when they found this basket was made.
Wait, what is can we read that? Among the recovered texts, which are still all in Greek, is Nahum 1:5-6, which says, "The mountains quake because of him, and the hills melt. The earth heaves before him, the world and all that dwell therein. Who can stand before his wrath? Who can resist his fury? His anger pours out like fire, and rocks are shattered because of him." Fuck. I mean, that's nature.
Wow.